Hey there, Mary Farias here with 5 Minutes is Better Than Nothing of Personal Development. Studying my book, How to Study Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We are on the chapter of The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, chapter 11. So let me start my timer here. And he says a river may be dammed and its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. The same is true of the emotion of sex. It may be submerged and controlled for a time, but its very nature causes it to be ever-seeking means of expression. If it is not transmuted into some creative effort, it will find a less worthy outlet. Fortunate indeed is the person who has discovered how to give sex emotion an outlet through some form of creative effort. For he has, by that discovery, lifted himself to the status of genius. Scientific research has disclosed these significant facts. 1. The men of greatest achievement are men with highly developed sex natures, men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. 2. The men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. The research from these astounding discoveries went back through the pages of biography and history for more than 200 years. Wherever there was evidence available in connection with the lives of men and women of great achievement, it is indicated most convincingly that they possessed highly developed sex natures. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force against which there can be no opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action. Understand this truth, and you will catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of genius. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Destroy the sex glands, whether man or beast, and you have removed the major source of action. For proof of this, observe what happens to any animal after it has been castrated. A bull becomes as docile as a cow after it has been altered sexually. Sex altercation takes out the male, whether man or beast, all the fight that is in him. Sex alteration of the female has the same effect. So what he's saying here is to understand that we have this creative power within us. And the idea behind the habit of sex nature, the nature of sex, is to keep moving in creation. Creation is what keeps us moving forward as a race, right? So what he's talking about is not only is there reproductive creation, but there is also creative creation, like art and literature and new inventions and different ways of doing things. And so what he's talking about here is taking that instinctual idea and feeling and movement and applying it to our desires. So when you have a desire, let's say you want to write a book, you have to make that desire so strong within you, and you have to see yourself having written the book and selling the book and having success with that book over and over and over again to get involved, emotionally involved with that idea and really feel it. And once it gets to that point where you feel like, oh, I want to be in a relationship with that person, when you have that feeling, when you want something just more than you've ever wanted something before, you have that feeling and that drive, it moves you to action. And that's exactly what he's talking about. That's what lifts us to the status of genius, because we are so moved by what we want and how we're going to get it that we feel compelled to act. Not even feel compelled, we are compelled to act. And that's what it takes to move people to the status of genius, because it's so easy to give up when it doesn't work. It's so easy to just say, you know what, this wasn't for me. But when we decide that this is what we want and we want it and want it and want it more and more and more, We can do anything. And that's exactly what sex transmutation does for us. It elevates us to the level of genius. So start elevating. Bye.